Hello everyone and welcome to Best Side Cycling. I am in Hawaii on the island of Maui, and yeah, right now I am at the Hihi Canal Reserve just south of the beaches along Kihei. And today I have a bit of time while Miss Best Side Cycling is actually just chilling on McKenna Beach. We're just gonna ride northbound and I'm just gonna show you some of the sights here, talk about what I've been seeing, and yeah, join on me on this, what is this really scenic ride. So let's go for it and let's get the show on the road. So off we go from that little park, and for the next section of the ride I'm actually taking you all literally to the moon. As for the next mile, the pavement surface is the worst I've ever seen. It's still pavement, but it literally looks splashed all over, and we'll see how that goes, because if you know anything, and these 16-inch wheels, I love riding over a rough pavement on them, sarcastically. Okay, so let's go. Let's see what this is like. If it gets too bumpy, I might cut this section out, because the next section is a lot nicer with beautiful water views. So here we go, entering soon into the roller coaster. But yeah, my vacation has been awesome so far. I came with one main objective, which is to ride Haleakala, and I managed to do that. That video will take quite a decent time for me to edit, but it's a life bucket list ride of mine, so I'll definitely make work to make sure it comes. And here, I think on the GoPro, you can see the surface of this thing, and I'm gonna try to pick some good lines to avoid it, because I don't need extra level of bump on this ride. All right. Yeah, no, this isn't there was like one section that literally looked like the moon. We'll get to it. But in terms of the landscape here, it's wide, open, and beautiful. I've never been to Hawaii before, so really didn't know what to expect. It's not a luscious green right now in December 22nd, but certainly, it's very beautiful in its own right. So yeah, like this. Oh gosh, bump. All right, now we're on the moon. Every spot is a lump. Let's go. Yep, it was much worse going downhill this part, but now we're here. Oh my, but the view, if you actually get a chance to look up, is actually amazingly beautiful. Mountains on every side, pretty much not a cloud in the sky. And a bit focused, making sure I don't hit any huge pothole that might send me OTB on this little bike. But you know what? I found that this bike has handled so much more than I expected it to since getting it. And I think that's obviously why there's such a big praise over this bike. But yeah, this, and little known fact is that Bromptons actually come with a rear suspension, as that's how it folds. It's sort of like its rear triangle just sort of like flops down. So the suspension block over there, you can make that sort of a harder or even softer one. So it's actually not too bad when it's like smaller bumps it can handle. The problem with Bromptons if you hit something big at speed, then that's definitely obviously a problem for any bike, but probably more exacerbated on the smaller wheels. But yeah, here, look at these big old lumps. Okay. But this part of Maui that I've discovered is super calm relative to the other parts. A lot of the main arterials and stuff is pretty busy. It's sort of built up like American suburban big roads, just a shoulder for bikes, and sometimes they don't even have that. I mean, it's doable. It's just not going to be very fun, as I am riding like through here. I'm going at a very cool 8 miles per hour. I'm going to avoid the sand and just keep going straight and just chill along here. The weather here has been absolutely perfect. It's crazy to now know that such a place exists where the weather is just so nice all the time. It makes it hard to go back to Seattle, but at the same time, I'll be honest to everyone that I am not a beach person at all, and that's sort of why I'm riding like this right now. Miss Best Side Cycling is hanging out at McKenna Beach, and I'm out here on a bike. I can't really swim, And some of you might have seen my documentary, but I also don't particularly enjoy the sun either. The sun and being outside is a byproduct of how much I love riding a bike. And I've adapted, but yeah, growing up, I was an indoors kid all the way. Um, in some sense, I still am. But okay, we're getting through this, I think. Bumpity bump bump, bumpity bump bump, bumpity bump bump bump. Hey, people are nice. That guy just gave me a nice little wave, and we're still going. But I think we did it. We made it through the lumps. Now for the rest, there's some of it I got to see on the drive-in, and some of it's new. So we'll discover together what it's like. But I don't know how, but really, this is so different than what I'm used to. All right. Oh, I know, I see the end of it. Oh gosh, here we go. And we're through. Oh, this feels like heaven now. Oh yes, I'm sorry Brompton for putting you through that. Oh, nice. And that over there to the right is Haleakala, the big mountain, the summit, 10,000 feet. That was an awesome ride. I'm actually so excited to show you all. That was probably, yeah, a bucket list ride for me, and probably on this Brompton, like the main reason why I bought such a souped up Brompton with 12 speeds is to do rides like that. It's not the super steepest climb, so it's not like, yeah, when it gets really steep, even for me, I much prefer to be on my road bike, but it's at a steady 5-6% grade. And yeah, this bike just lets you travel and lets you just use it sort of like a road bike without much hassle. Like I don't need a hard case, and I don't need to commit so much resources to bring it over. It's just something I have. It's just having a bike with you all the time. That's really the spirit of Brompton. But anyway, now we're in some nice road riding parts. As no cars. A lot of Maui is filled with cars, but here it's just calm. Just here with nature, and we'll see what's here. As you just ride along or even drive, you just have like beach after beach after beach. Like in the Pacific Northwest, we'd be lucky to, have golden gardens, but here it's a dime a dozen, as it's all along this coast facing the west side. We see some more people rolling in, but it'd be quite all right. As we're gonna get some views of the water real soon, as this opens up. A lot of Jeeps here. I'm gonna be honest, I think I'm missing something in pop culture to understand why people have to rent Jeeps when they're on Maui, but here you can check some of these views. Like, look at this. Look at that water. It's like crystal clear, and now we have this nice path along. There is some bit of rock and gravel, so I'll watch out for that. Otherwise, this should be a good old time. And then there's another island over there and over there. I don't know all the names of them. I'm sure people in the comments will tell me. Maybe I have no idea. I'm not even gonna guess. But you can also see a lot of nice luxury homes right here. Like just big old mansions and stuff. And then the whole time we've been here, it's been a very high surf. So we haven't done much snorkeling. Not that I can't snorkel, at least for my wife, but so you can see the waves, how active they are. And they have been for the whole island, the whole time I've been here. Speed limit says 10 miles per hour. But my experience of this place so far is that generally it just, people go over the speed limit even more so than on the mainland. I think because the roads they built here are just really wide. So people just go to the speeds that they can go at, But this ride itself is unbelievable. So just nice water. Oh, encountering some sand here. So I'm gonna go straight through. Try not to destroy and go on the ground again. The only last time I've crashed was because of some sand on the path. So made it through this time. And yeah, I mean, I don't know which climb is going to be next on my list. I'm hoping It might be in the US. I think I need to really visit the Bay Area, the San Francisco, all the mountains there, or hills, or maybe even LA, Malibu, but I'll get there. Uh, and then, yeah, other things about Hawaii. The one thing that surprised me the most, because I really had no clue about it, was the amount of roosters and chickens there are. I don't know, we might encounter one on this ride, honestly, but like when I first arrived here the first night, they were just cawing at 2 a.m. in the morning, and I thought I was hearing things. And then the next morning when I went out to the grocery store, I saw them in the parking lot and realized there's a lot of chickens here. But yeah, the views here are immaculate. And I'm surprised how green everything is. Maybe we've just been lucky that we haven't encountered rain at all on this trip. We've been here for like 4 days, but this is more green than California. So that's sort of surprising me. I mean, clearly there's some vegetation that's pretty dried up, but relatively speaking, I'd say this feels really green. So that was that nice part. And we're just gonna keep going for a little while, maybe till we reach sort of the town parts of Wailea. And then we'll probably call it there. So, but this route and everything, I gotta give a call out to John Ray, follower, friend of the channel. He gave me a ton of tips about how to ride Haleakala because he's done it 4 times, as well as this route. So that's sort of nice. And then here, a bit more residential area. Ray's Crosswalk, nice. Some things. And on your left, and we can see some people walking in all the way to the beaches all the time. Okay, nice. Yeah. And then in terms of riding here, the winds are very, not opinionated, but I guess they're very standard apparently. Like there's like just some parts of the island that pretty much always will get a north wind versus south wind. And I think for this corridor that we're riding, it's a headwind heading north up towards the Kihei, this whole stretch. So we'll work with that. But otherwise, it's still a gorgeous day for riding here. Few days from Christmas. I don't think they're getting a white Christmas here. And even my phone mount here is wobbling a bit, but fix that. Should be okay after all those bumpy parts. And off we go. And I think this whole stretch that's at least nice to ride. It's about like 10 miles or so. So it's pretty nice. Definitely something you can just come here, rent a bike, go off and do. And because even this route was also recommended to me by the bike shop, Maui Sunriders. So and I saw a few cyclists as I was coming along here. Drivers here, I don't actually notice much of a difference from drivers in Washington. Although I would say, relatively speaking, maybe I'll get flack for this, but I feel like drivers in Washington are a little more chill than some of the other states. So it's about the same, but the mix here of drivers is mostly tourists and probably the locals or older demographics. So definitely just be careful. I didn't see a lot of weird driving here. So, but now we're on this nice open road and we can explore. Is that a food truck or ice cream truck? Seems like an interesting spot for one. It does appear to be shaved ice and smoothies. And it says closed. So, guess it's not time, or they just preparing out here for what's to come. Oh man, you can't believe how much smoother this feels compared to what we were just on. Oh, you probably saw it on the camera, but no sight distance. Little bits of gradient. But in terms of food here, I really enjoyed it. It's probably not as fully packed with options as Oahu, or so I've heard, but there's more than enough. We went to Tin Roof, which was a highly recommended local place. That was really neat for some Hawaiian food. And then yeah, just all the options all around, pretty decent. Food is a little bit more expensive than even Seattle, so that's not great, but sort of expected here, as I think they have like an added food bev tax as well. And then as we get to this area, we're starting to pass by the beaches, the McKenna State Park. But we'll just keep going straight and see what it's like here. As we're starting to face a big mountain. I think, yeah, I honestly don't know which mountain is which. I can tell obviously from Kihei which one's Haleakala and on the West Maui mountain, but they have like a bunch of other ones. Like this one in front of me, I don't think it's the same one, or it could just be the rear side of it, I don't know. It's just, this is so interesting, being on this one relatively smaller island and just seeing all these mountains near you. But yeah, if you're looking for a chill ride, this area is the place to go. Like relatively very light cars compared to what I was trying to deal with when I was near my Airbnb. So I'll put the link in the route link in the description below, just in case you want to check it out as well. I say relatively less cars, but there's still cars. But yeah, there's cars everywhere on this island. Admittedly, for Maui, it doesn't seem like there's really any other real way to get around to the different things you want to do other than by car. Oh yeah, I definitely feel that headwind now, but that's quite all right, because we're definitely just in tourist mode. I'm wearing this Ostroy Resort shirt, the banana shirt, and I finally feel like this is where it was designed for. Riding using in Seattle is such a rarity, but here it definitely could be an everyday thing. It fits in with all the Hawaiian shirts around here. And then I've been using the mineral sunscreen instead, because that's pretty much the only ones you can find here. So it leaves that bit of that white residue. I don't know if it's better or not, but luckily I don't think I've been sunburned yet. So that's all I can ask for. Nice, bike route begins. Seems like we get a bike lane here. Bike lanes here are definitely, I don't know, on all the main arterials, definitely an afterthought of like where they have, I can tell where they had room, because oftentimes you'll need to merge in with traffic or it just disappears. So yeah, I think there's one actual bike trail on this island close to like Paella or something. That's the only one I've seen. Happy to be corrected about other ones, but I don't know, it's an interesting conversation about how much, because people clearly bike here. I see people riding their bikes to do stuff, but at the same time, yeah, it seems like the infrastructure was definitely not designed for very much slower speeds or for bike travel. So, because I think designing for slower roads is also designing for bikes in a way. So anyway, I think we're gonna be entering into this resort district next of, I'm gonna be butchering all the names, Walia. So we'll see what that looks like. It's definitely the rich part of this whole thing. But yeah, you can see there to the left is that big West Maui loop. Another notable road ride. I'm not gonna have time to do it as this is still a normal family vacation after all. I'm not just here to ride bikes. So I did get to check out parts of it. It's pretty neat. It's sort of reminding me of like the Pacific Highway, like near the Big Sur. It's just along the coast, and you're just on the shoulder. The shoulder here is better than the Pacific Coast Highway when I was there once in Monterey, but not on a bike. I hope I might ride it one day, but that made me sort of nervous too, because it's also so windy, and yeah, not a lot of room. So you just gotta really trust the cars around you. Looks like it says road closed ahead here. We'll see if that affects us. It should be okay. We'll see what happens. But we'll just keep going straight for now. And then the other thing I did do for this trip is upgrade the tires on this T-line to ones that are more puncture resistant. I got some ones that are called like the Contact Urbans. And the good thing is I haven't punctured this trip, so that's all I can ask for. If I puncture now, that would be big jinx, but I have pretty high confidence in these tires. They're actually, compared to the ones I had on, it's like maybe 3 times as much puncture protection, because the last one had pretty much none. So, but now we get to see these rows of trees. I don't know what they're called, but they're really great for shade. They remind me of some of the ones in like Lion King or something. But yeah, they plant them, I think specifically along the roadways for shade, because I've seen so many of them just everywhere, which is really great. And then we're starting to get some views of the water there. And we'll keep going along here. It's a little hill. Definitely a lot of climbing to be done here for such a relatively small place. Yeah, temps here have been right around like 28 degrees Celsius. I was surprised when I was at the 6,000 elevation mark, 7,000, it was still hot. It was still like 80s. I found that just bonkers, because I can't imagine being on top of Hurricane Range and it being like summer hot. So, but generally pavement here is actually quite nice though. So that area back there was definitely a big exception. Generally, sometimes there's definitely rock and sand and debris, but nothing too unwieldy or crazy. So we're on this bike route now. And yeah, we're in the resort area, so we'll try to call out the ones that we passed by. I think that was just the Four Seasons right there, looking back at it, and a lot of nice places. There's like a golf course to the right of us. The golf course is luscious green, no doubt. Gotta maintain it for the wealthy tourists. And then just keep going along here. But yeah, let me know in the comments below, like, have you ridden around Hawaii before? What's your impressions of it overall? And what you want to see from my big climb. It's 10,000 feet in one go. It was amazing because as soon as you start the ride, your Garmin warns you about climbs, right? But it only gives me one climb for the whole ride, 36 miles, 10,000 feet, 6% average grade. So that's the ride. And it's pretty accurate. There's only like maybe one or two parts that were like somewhat steeper, but honestly, it was very steady most of the way up. Very, so I feel like in that way it makes itself a lot more approachable, relatively speaking. Because really the climbs that are hard and that drain you are the one that peaks into the 20s. Because you just take everything out of your legs and you have nothing left. If it's steady, you can be surprised by how far you can go. So now we're at the Wailea Golf Club. Nice. That's the golf course I was talking about. And keep going here. A deer sign. I haven't seen any deer yet, but I've seen a lot of other wildlife. I've seen the geckos. I've seen those neats. I don't see any wild pigs yet. Someone told me there's wild pigs here. I wonder. I've seen a lot of different types of birds and a million chickens. So that's definitely the main of it. Yeah. Yeah, definitely not gonna be much traffic heading with us as it's a dead end behind us. It's just the resorts and that, literally where we just were at the beginning, that really nice park. So, steel plate ahead, and the sign just had to be in, somehow take most of this gigantic bike lane. I guess the steel plate is only in the bike lane. So, there we go. The thing I've enjoyed the most recently is, yeah, I've been able to use my new drone. I got the upgraded version of the one I had before that follows me. It's called the Hover Air Pro Max, but it's just a lot more capable, and the manual control mode is actually, I guess, very stable and usable. So I've been able to get a lot of good shots with it, including the ones you've seen for the Mon Lake Lid, but like in a big open space like this or out riding, it's been perfect. So definitely, and the biggest thing I love about it is that it's small, like it fits in a jersey pocket. That's like the most crucial part that makes it usable. It's not as robust or as like tracking, or can't fly as high because it uses Wi-Fi to maintain that connection. But for all the shots I want to do, it's absolutely great, and it follows you well, and there's like preset modes that you've seen a lot throughout the channel. So maybe hard to recommend if you're just using it once or twice, because this is expensive. It's like $800, but for if you're making content all the time, making videos, I really recommend it. All right, steel plate ahead, shoulder closed. Back to reality. As we get closer and closer to town, it's gonna get more and more stressful to ride. Let's see what it's like here. Oh no, it's just one little section here. And now we see some real nice homes again, and lining next to some of these areas. Oh, there's a nice little hill here. And we officially have no bike lanes now, but we're on this very big 2-lane road, and we are passing by the Fairmont Kealani. Nice. Definitely in the expensive parts of town. As yeah, definitely after the wildfires in near Lahaina, they're still rebuilding. They have a lot of their things up, like you can do things there and stuff, but you can definitely see temporary housing there. You can see they're still working on debris removal and things like that. So definitely not all the way there, but getting it. And then, yeah. Yeah, you can tell this is a nice part of town because of all the shade cover on the roads and how nicely paved the road is. And how green the spaces are. Another golf course. So, yes, this is what it's like. This is indeed what it's like. So, this is my first time here, so this is not my cup of tea. I don't think I've golfed. I've golfed like once or twice at like a Top Golf, but yeah, I would not say I am a golfer in any rights of that word. And then later today, we are gonna try to join a snorkeling tour. And for me, I might just be floating because I can't swim. So maybe if they make a water bike, then I'll have a lot of fun. But otherwise, I'm just gonna hang out and maybe just float around on the water with a life jacket or something. I have no shame. I'm a computer person and I've just grown up sort of more or less avoiding the water most of my life. But I think we are now getting very close to town as I see a traffic light sign up ahead. That will change things. It is sort of rolly here, which is interesting. So, a bit of a mixed terrain. Giant waterfall entrance for this other nice hotel resort. And a lot more cars now. We'll try to just make it into one of the main beaches. Maybe one of the, it starts with a K. There's a lot of beaches that start with K. But I have a sort of endpoint in mind, as I think I almost need to turn back to meet my spouse soon. But we will keep finishing on this random bike ride and tour and put this up. Because, yeah, definitely for the channel, the hardest thing for me to do is to edit videos. And yeah, finding videos that are a little bit less hard to edit or not as crazy amount of work is really helpful. Like the infrastructure videos I do, the hardest part is really just going out there, filming it, and then I pretty much know what I need to do. But I have like a lot of different ride vlogs that I've never made a video for, like Flying Wheels and Kids Have Color Classic, just because I never really had the time. But my own qualms aside, this looks like this is the shops at Wailea, the town center. Interesting. And this big Wailea Road. I wonder if there's something to check out in there. So, I see a Gucci shop. Maybe we'll take a look in a second. No, it's just called the shops. So we'll keep going straight. I don't think we need to do any real shopping. Looks like a very high-end mall. There's Prada right there, Tiffany & Co. So all the usuals. And we'll go a bit further, get into town, and then we'll probably conclude this little bit of a ride. Let me see what's there. Yeah, just some nice beaches and everything. Or we can go to this other beach park here, Ulua Beach Park. All right, let's do that. So up to the left. We'll check this out. We'll enter the beach as we didn't make it quite to the full town yet, but we're really close. And we'll just check this, give you guys another taste of another beach park here as I have a Shero. Woo! And see how this does. Yep. Okay. Oh. The thing I don't like about this Shero is that it's very bumpy. First world problems, but yeah. Okay. Let's see where we're at. I think it's the next turn that we're taking in to go check out this beach. Oh, this is pretty now. This is nice. Nice and smooth. I can imagine people that like to go just on their road bikes on the smooth pavement. This is the section. All right, so I think if I turn in here, we'll see if I can make it to this beach park. Yeah, Ulua Beach Road right here. Ulua Beach Road and Mokapu. Nice descent down into this area. And man, these Paul component brakes that Clever Cycles put on for me have been amazing. They've worked so well that I've had no issues at all descending mountains or anything. So we're just about here. Oh wait, maybe I should go clockwise. Okay. And let's see. This will be our ending stop. Let's see what it's like. I've never been here before. Bit of a sidewalk thing. So we're here at Ulua Beach with my Bronson. There's scores of people hanging out, enjoying these really very big waves. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. This is a nice little ride on the south end of the middle part of Maui. I know my directions are very bad, but hope you enjoyed that. We'll have some other rides from this vacation, but mainly my mountain ride up Haole Akala. So look forward to that. And yeah, as always, be safe riding, and I'll see you all in Seattle soon.